As the sun dipped below the horizon and the room was bathed in the warm glow of candlelight, Elizabeth felt the familiar fluttering in her stomach that always came when she saw him after so long. He had aged like fine wine, each wrinkle and crease adding to his already considerable charm. His eyes still held that same mischievous twinkle as they roamed over her, appraisingly assessing every inch of her newly mature body. He took her hand in his, the skin-to-skin contact sending shivers down her spine even after all these years. She couldn't help but notice how he ran his thumb over the back of her knuckles, a gentle reminder of the passion and love they had once shared. His hands were no longer calloused or rough from work, yet they still held an air of confidence as they traced every curve of her now more womanly figure. His kiss was soft at first, gradually growing in intensity as their bodies began to entwine. He knew her body like the back of his hand, and it showed each touch, caress, and whisper of breath seemed to awaken dormant desires deep within her core. As they moved together, lost in the throes of passion, Elizabeth couldn't help but think that she had never felt so alive. Afterward, as they lay entwined, limbs still tangled together, he whispered in her ear, "The years may have changed us, my love, but some things remain unchanged. The fire between us burns just as bright as it ever did." With a tender kiss on her forehead, he fell asleep, leaving Elizabeth to bask in the lingering touch of a mature yet still seductive lover. As they lay there together, wrapped up in each other's arms, Elizabeth couldn't help but think about how much had changed and stayed the same in their relationship since they first fell in love all those years ago. Back then, they were young and reckless, fueled by the fiery passion of youth. But now, as they lay there, mature and seasoned lovers, it was clear that some things transcended time, age, and circumstance. The connection between them had only grown stronger with each passing year, their love evolving and maturing right alongside them. The candlelight flickered gently in the quiet room, casting shadows across their entwined bodies. Elizabeth felt a contented smile spread across her lips as she listened to the steady rhythm of her lover's breathing, slow and even against her chest. It was as if they were still those same young lovers, finding solace and comfort in each other's embrace. As they drifted off to sleep, hands still clasped together, Elizabeth couldn't help but feel grateful for the lingering touch of this mature, yet still seductive lover. She knew that no matter what life threw their way, as long as they had each other, their love would always find a way to endure. The night wore on, and the couple continued to bask in the afterglow of their passionate reunion. The candles burned low, casting even softer flickers of light across the room. Elizabeth closed her eyes, letting herself drift off into dreams of simpler times, of stolen kisses and secret rendezvous. But as she slept, a soft snore escaped her lover's lips, not unlike the sound of a small engine running smoothly in the background. She playfully elbowed him, but received no response. Elizabeth frowned, concern prickling at the edges of her contented bliss. She shook her lover gently, calling out his name, but still received no answer. Panic began to set in as she scrambled from their entwined embrace, racing over to the bedside table and fumbling for the phone. She dialed 911 frantically, her voice shaking with fear. "Hello? I need help. My lover. He's not breathing. He's not moving. I don't know what's happening," she stammered into the receiver. In an instant, the sound of sirens pierced the night air as Elizabeth sat, cradling her lover's head in her lap and waiting for the ambulance to arrive. Tears streamed down her face, mingled with the sweat from their passionate embrace just moments before. She couldn't bear the thought that she might lose him now, after all they'd been through, but life, it seemed, had a way of reminding us that even the most enduring love stories could meet an unexpected and tragic end. The end.